We're here today with Jeff Gothelf. Thank you for joining us. And I want to jump right into the first question. What is Lean UX, and how is it different from non-Lean UX?
Lean UX is a repositioning of the way we've traditionally done user experience and design, and taking a different approach to the work. Instead of focusing everything that we do on creating representations of the products, services, and experience that we're designing, we work in a more collaborative fashion with our colleagues in development, product management, marketing, and QA to get to the actual experience faster instead of a document that describes that experience. And in the process of doing so, we build a shared understanding with our teammates. And it's that shared understanding that then diminishes the amount of documentation that we have to create in order to document the experiences and the products and the services that we're creating as a team.
You work with a lot of startups, and I wanted to ask you something about startups. So startups are usually very strong on the technology side, but more often than not, they're less so on the design side. What do you often suggest to startups who want to be better in design?
The first thing they need to do is to talk to customers. Nothing builds an understanding of design better than empathy. And there are many initial aversions to speaking with customers. Everything that ranges from a level of arrogance that you think that you know what the customer wants, to the difficulty and the challenges of actually going out and speaking to strangers, and the fear that your ideas will be proven wrong. But by actually getting out there quickly and much more frequently, you can learn very quickly what your customers need, what they're looking for, where their pain points are, and whether or not your solution is going to meet that. And the sooner that you can find that out, the sooner you can actually course correct your product, your solution, or your service, and make sure that you're actually building something that customers want. So that's the first step in design. It's really understanding who your audience is and what their pain points are.
So this reminds me of a problem. So in several companies that I worked for, and I see that I hear that in stories I hear from different people, a good process for learning what people want is asking them what they want. People think that if they go to, 10 customers and ask them the question, what do you want? Or we're thinking about this and that idea or feature, do you want this? They perceive that as a good process. I don't. How do you deal with that?
There are several levels of need that you can get to when you interview customers. The first thing you get when you ask them a question is you get their expressed need. I need something. I need something very tactical that solves my immediate problem. But if you dig further into the actual beyond the expressed need into the latent needs, you can actually start to figure out whether your solution meets those needs. There's several techniques for this. The most popular one that's going around these days is advocated by Eric Ries and Lean Startup, and the whole Lean movement is 5 whys. Just, like a child to an extent, keep asking why 5 times to dig into what the actual latent need is that your customer is expressing. They may tell you that they need a very specific solution to their problem, but as you explore that deeper, you'll find that maybe there's actually something much more robust, or actually less robust, that will actually meet their needs much more effectively.
Another question about startups. Many entrepreneurs are very confident that they know what people need. They think they know which problems are important to solve. And many UX researchers believe that they have no idea what people need, therefore they wish to find out. What are your thoughts on this contradiction?
I think we need to start with a set of assumptions. So if you are an entrepreneur or a founder or somebody with a great idea, it's okay to start with a set of assumptions. My assumptions are that my customer base is 18 to 34 male gamers, for example, and I believe that they have this specific need, and I believe that my solution will solve that need. You can start with those assumptions, and that's fine, but the next thing you have to do is to start figuring out how to write testable hypotheses that then go out and prove or disprove those assumptions, and you need to be ready for those assumptions to be wrong, and then you need to be ready to start pivoting your ideas around the learnings that you get from your audience. So instead of building a huge model in your head and then ultimately a company around assumptions that are fundamentally unvalidated, build those assumptions into and write the hypotheses and the tests so that you can prove out very, very quickly whether or not you're actually building something for people that they need. And the sooner that you can do that, the sooner you can be building the right product. And so the user research fits in nicely into that, whereas you have a stated beginning and you have the same end goal. You want to find out what customers need, but you have a much more firm beginning point of view. Instead of trying to feel out, well, do I actually have these customers, or do I actually have this need? You can start with those hypotheses and then quickly disprove them or prove them out and evolve from there.
How do entrepreneurs change, in your experience, when they understand and implement ways to insert design thinking and research into what they do?
I think they start to see the power of in-market validation. My business partner, Josh Seiden, always likes to say that reality bats last. And so the sooner that we can give reality its chance at bat, in other words, the sooner that we can get our assumptions in a testable format in front of customers, the sooner we can figure out whether or not this is actually something that our customers will use and actually can use. And so reducing the amount of time between at-bats that you give to reality is the fundamental takeaway here. And when entrepreneurs realize that the faster that they can put something out in market, test it, measure it, learn and iterate from there, the overwhelming feeling of confidence that, yes, I'm building something that customers actually want is very, very empowering. It's something that in a sense becomes addictive. Oh, wow, are we building the right thing? Yes, we are. Oh, no, we're not. Let's move towards the right thing more effectively and more efficiently with less time wasted building things that people actually don't want.
These are all the questions I had for you. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I think it's important to remember that the user experience and design plays a critical role in the success of every product and service that's being offered today. And just because there are new ways of taking on software development, be it Agile, Lean, or Lean Startup, there will always be a critical role for user experience and design to play in these processes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.